Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to On the Road Moto Adventures, the place where we dive deep into everything motorcycles. In today's video, we're going to tackle some of the most common motorcycle myths that have been floating around for years. Whether you're a new rider or a seasoned pro, these myths can be confusing and sometimes even dangerous. But don't worry, we're here to set the record straight. Myth number 1. Motorcycles are dangerous. Let's start with one of the biggest myths. Motorcycles are dangerous. This is something we've all heard, and I get it. There's a perception that motorcycles are risky. But here's the truth. Motorcycles are no more dangerous than any other form of transportation, as long as the rider takes the proper precautions. Think about it. Cars have airbags, seatbelts, and a bunch of safety features. But motorcycles have one thing they don't: maneuverability. Motorcycles are incredibly nimble. In fact, the reason so many riders prefer motorcycles is because they can dodge and weave through traffic more effectively. And while the risks are there, if you're wearing the right gear and riding responsibly, your chances of injury go way down. Studies have shown that wearing proper gear, like a full-face helmet, jacket, gloves, and boots, can reduce your chances of injury significantly. But more importantly, motorcycle safety courses are designed to teach new riders how to handle situations on the road. In fact, when people follow the proper training, the motorcycle fatality rate drops dramatically. So, while the media loves to show the extreme cases of accidents, the reality is that with the right training and equipment, riding a motorcycle can be just as safe as driving a car. Myth busted. Motorcycles are not inherently dangerous. Myth number 2. Motorcycles are hard to ride. Alright, let's tackle another big myth. Motorcycles are hard to ride. Now, it's true that riding a motorcycle takes a little more skill than driving a car. You have to balance, control the throttle, brake properly, and learn how to shift gears, right? But does that mean it's difficult? Not at all. In fact, if you start on a smaller, less powerful bike, learning how to ride becomes a lot easier. A good beginner bike is lightweight, has a low seat height, and is super easy to handle. It's just like anything else in life. Practice makes perfect. Most new riders find that they pick up the basics pretty quickly. Once you've got the balance and throttle control down, the rest becomes second nature. And if you're unsure about your skills, there are always motorcycle safety courses. These classes are specifically designed to teach people how to ride safely and confidently. With enough practice and proper instruction, riding becomes just as easy as driving a car. So, no, motorcycles aren't hard to ride. They just require a little more focus and attention, but that's part of the fun. Myth number 3. Motorcycles are only for men. Now, here's one that still surprises me. Motorcycles are only for men. This is a myth that's been around for a long time, but it's completely false. Women have been riding motorcycles for decades, and today, they're making their mark in a big way. Take a look at the number of female riders in the US. The numbers have been steadily increasing. In fact, recent studies show that women now make up about 20% of all motorcycle owners, and that percentage is only going up. Women ride for the same reasons men do: the thrill, the freedom, and the love of the road. Whether it's cruisers, sport bikes, or touring motorcycles, women are riding them all. And just like men, they're competing, traveling, and experiencing the world through the saddle of their bikes. So, don't let anyone tell you motorcycles aren't for you. Whether you're a man or woman, motorcycles are for anyone with a love for adventure. Myth number 4. More horsepower equals a better motorcycle. Here's another myth. More horsepower equals a better motorcycle. While it's true that more horsepower can make a bike faster, it doesn't necessarily make it better. A bike's value isn't just in its horsepower, it's about what fits your riding style and what you plan to do with it. For example, if you're into long, comfortable rides, a bike with more horsepower might not be the best choice. A heavy cruiser or touring bike will give you the comfort and stability you need, even if the horsepower isn't through the roof. On the other hand, if you're looking for speed, a sport bike with a powerful engine might be your ideal match. The point is, it's not all about horsepower. What's important is finding a bike that fits your needs, whether it's for long-distance touring, city commuting, or carving through mountain roads. So, don't let horsepower be your only factor when choosing a bike. Myth number 5. You need a big bike to be a real rider. Finally, let's talk about the myth that you need a big bike to be a real rider. Some people think that to be considered a true motorcyclist, you need to own a huge, powerful bike. But guess what? That's completely false. There are tons of riders out there who prefer smaller, lighter bikes because they're easier to maneuver and way more fun for city riding or twisty roads. Think about it. Some of the most experienced riders I know roll with smaller bikes and love every minute of it. Big bikes aren't for everyone, and that's perfectly fine. It's about what works for you. It's not about the size of your bike, it's about your experience, your skills, and your passion for the ride. So, if you're comfortable on a smaller bike, you're still a real rider. So, there you have it. 5 motorcycle myths busted. Hopefully, this video helped clear up some of those misconceptions you've heard over the years. The world of motorcycling is all about passion, skill, and having fun, no matter what bike you ride or how long you've been riding. Before we end, I want to share a quick story about my own journey into motorcycling. Because trust me, it wasn't always about just jumping on a bike and hitting the road. I didn't just buy a bike and think I was ready for anything. I took the time to go through a formal motorcycle safety course. It was a decision that made all the difference. I remember the first day of my course. I was a bit nervous, unsure of my skills, but that course gave me all the tools to be a safer and more confident rider. Throughout the course, I learned everything from basic handling and control to defensive riding strategies. They taught us how to properly brake, how to handle slippery surfaces, and how to be aware of other drivers. That's when it really clicked for me. Riding isn't just about how fast you can go or how cool your bike looks. It's about being in control, being aware of your surroundings, and respecting the road. And of course, I made sure to get my proper motorcycle license. It wasn't just a formality, it was part of being a responsible rider. Licensing ensures that I'm legally allowed to ride, but more importantly, it shows that I've met the required standards for safety and knowledge. Since then, I've owned several bikes and even rented different models, which has been an amazing way to experience various types of motorcycles. Riding different bikes has taught me so much about handling and adapting to different machines, and it's made me a more versatile and safer rider overall. Whether I'm on a cruiser, a sport bike, or a touring bike, each one has its own unique handling and challenges. But no matter what bike I'm on, I always make sure to practice safe riding habits, checking my gear, following traffic laws, and staying alert. The road can be unpredictable, and that's why taking the time to learn, get licensed, and keep growing as a rider is so important. So, that's my story. I made the decision to ride responsibly, not just for my own safety, but for the safety of others on the road as well. If you're thinking about getting into motorcycling, I can't recommend taking a course and getting your proper licensing enough. It's an investment in yourself, and it's the best way to ensure that you're always prepared for whatever the road throws at you. Thanks again for watching, and remember, riding a motorcycle is about enjoying the freedom of the road, but it's also about being responsible and making sure you're as safe as possible. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more motorcycle content. And as always, ride safe, ride smart, and keep that rubber side down.